So this is the second video about inverses of functions. We're going to go over a couple more examples of actually finding an inverse for a function, where I wanted to start off by revisiting the steps. So we replace the f of x with a y, we swap the x and the y, we then solve for y and replace the y with f inverse of x. Okay, so we're going to take this problem right here. We've already done this one. So we're just going to look at this one right here. Find the inverse of g of x. I'm actually going to move this up so we have enough space. Here we go. Let me click on that. Fit width. All right. So we are going to first start off by rewriting this as y equals 4x to the third minus 1. Then we replace our x and our y's, or switch our x and our y's. So this is going to be x equals 4y to the third minus 1. Then we're going to solve for y. So I'm going to do the opposite of subtracting 1. So we're going to add 1 to both sides. So I get x plus 1 equals 4y to the third. Then we're going to end up getting dividing both sides by 4. So we get x plus 1 divided by 4 equals, gotta make that a 4, equals y to the third. Then to do the opposite as taking something to the third power, we take the cube root of that. So we do the same thing over here. So we end up with y equals the cube root of x plus 1 divided by 4. And we just replace the y with f inverse of x equals the cube root of x plus 1 over 4. The next example, again, we're going to start off by rewriting this as y equals square root of x minus 5 plus 4. We're going to switch our x and our y, so we have x equals the square root of y minus 5 plus 4. Then we're going to solve for y. So the first thing I need to do is move my 4 over. So I get x minus 4 equals the square root of y minus 5. To undo the squaring, or square rooting, we're going to have to square this side, which means we have to square this side. So I get x minus 4 squared equals y minus 5, because this and this canceled. The square root and the squaring canceled. Then we add 5 to both sides. So we end up with y equals x minus 4 squared plus 5. And that last step is just to rewrite it in the notation of the inverse notation. So the inverse of f equals x minus 4 squared plus 5. Okay, that's the last part of the examples for this video. This one was a short one. The next video we're going to talk about what it means to be on one-to-one.